Welcome back, guys. This is Building a Million One Day at a Time. I want to gear things a little bit different. I was watching this video by Chandler Smith, and I actually really like Chandler Smith's videos. So if you haven't seen his videos, I'd check them out. He talks all about real estate, and I can't remember how many units he has, like 160 something rental units. It's crazy. But I was watching a short that he made just recently about somebody buying a fourplex. And I want to watch that video with you, and I just kind of want to add a little bit to it because it was very vague on some details, and I want people to actually understand that rentals aren't just going to make you a ton of money. They can, and that's the whole goal behind it, but that's not what it's going to do instantly. So let's go ahead and watch this video, and I'll just kind of talk throughout it, and we'll go through it that way.
What'd you purchase it for?
$370.
$370. Cool. And you did it with only 3.5% down.
Yep.
So that ends up being
It was about 14 grand.
14 grand. Perfect. So for 14 grand, you got a beautiful fourplex that you actually have how many of the units filled right now?
3 of the units are filled.
3 of the units filled. And what's going on with the 4th unit?
The 4th one I'm actually living in.
All right, cool. So 4 units are filled.
4 units are filled.
And not only are these filled, do you know the rents that they're filled at?
So the rents, this bottom one is at $795.
Ooh, nice.
This
That's
one's-
higher than what we bought
that's
them
higher
at.
than we bought them
Very
at.
good.
This one's at $750, so that's come up a little bit too.
Cool.
And this one's at $650. We'll hopefully get up to $795 once they end their lease.
Still waiting for the lease to end.
So one thing there, when you buy a property that currently has a tenant living in it, you have to uphold that lease that they currently have. Now, if you're going to move into that property, there are some things that are in leases, depending on the lease that they have. All mine state that if I need them to move within 30 days so I can move in as a primary residence, that I can actually evict them and get, as long as I give them 30-day notice to find a new place. So you do have to uphold that rent. If you're not moving into it, you do have to uphold that rent price for the duration of the lease. Once that lease is up, you can tell them one of two things. Hey, we're not gonna renew your lease, you've got to move out. Or you can say, hey, we are going to increase the rent from $650 to $795, which is what they are doing. And if they don't want to fulfill that increase, then they can move out and you can look for a new tenant that will pay that $795. So that's just one little thing that most people don't tell you when you're buying a property with a current tenant in it.
I will always say you should purchase real estate while living in it instead of waiting to purchase real estate. Because in this situation, you're able to get into a fourplex. You're not paying any rent. You're living for free. You're also making a little bit of cash flow on top of that, even though you are living for free. You have this sick place that really, if you were going to rent this place in this area, how much do you think you'd be paying?
I could probably get it for $800.
Well, actually, we know because you're renting to you. So you would be paying $795 to live in a place, and then obviously you could share that load with your buddies. But now you're in a property where you're getting cash flow, you're living for free, you're getting principal pay down that they're paying for, you're getting appreciation, which in this area has been 10% plus the last couple years and is going to continue to do that because this city is exploding, and you're in a situation where you're going to get huge tax benefits on top of all of that.
Okay, so couple of things. So he's living in one of the units. He's got 3 of them rented out. Awesome. It is making enough money to almost pay the entire mortgage, but it isn't if he's only putting 3.5% down. So he said he put $14,000 down on a $370,000 unit. I'll show you here with the mortgage. The mortgage on this is going to be about $2,300 a month. If he's renting at those 3 units right there and not paying anything else himself, he is actually not clearing the mortgage with the taxes and fees and PMI that he's having to pay because he only put 3.5% down. So even once he does increase that one unit from $650 to the $795, he is still not completely making that entire mortgage free and clear. He's still going to have to pay some things out of his own pocket to live there. Now that's what I wanted to kind of go over was, again, it's not as easy as we buy a duplex, we get a renter, that renter covers our mortgage. Sometimes, especially right now with interest rates being upwards to 6%, in this I put it at 4.5%, which would be a $2,300 monthly payment. But at 6%, you're upwards to almost $3,000 a month to cover the cost of that because interest rates have gone up so much. So be aware of that. As you're looking for a real estate deal right now, there are still tons of wedge deals out there that you can buy under market value and find tenants at really high prices, because when a recession's hitting like it is right now and prices are still high, and interest rates are still high, people can't afford to get mortgages, so they have to rent. And that's why you're seeing an increase in rent year over year. We're at about 13% increase year over year on rental income. So as you're out there looking, just be aware of that. Make sure you go to Google, just go to the mortgage calculator, pull that up, check it out, see where you're going to be at on your mortgage payment, so that you know how much you need to make on rent and then how much still out of your pocket you're going to need to pay. Until interest rates come back down, which could be a few years from now, you're going to be paying these higher interest rates. So you do want to make sure that you are going to be covered when it comes to making that payment. Guys, this is Building a Million one day at a time. I hope that you found it a little revealing and a little more transparent on buying multifamily units and stuff like that. If you like these videos, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and we'll catch you next time.